Today we discuss a very important topic, that is magnetic hysteresis. Okay, so when magnetic circuits are subjected to time varying flux densities, there are two causes of power losses in the form of heat in the iron core. These losses are significant in determining the heating, rating, and efficiency of rotating electrical machines, transformers, and AC operated devices. The first loss is associated with the phenomenon of hysteresis, and it is an expression of the fact that when ferromagnetic materials means those materials which are strongly attracted by magnet, like iron, cobalt, nickel. These are the ferromagnetic materials is involved. Not all the energy, it states that not all the energy of magnetic field is returned to the circuit when the MMF is removed. It is known, this phenomenon is known as hysteresis loss. Okay, when the flux varies from plus b to minus b, here b is the flux density, magnetic flux density shown figure below. At the frequency f, the hysteresis loss per unit volume of material may be shown to be proportional to the area of the hysteresis loop and to the number of loops traversed per second. Now here we can see that these are the hysteresis loop diagram. So in step 1, when supply current I is equals to 0, so no existence of flux density B and magnetizing force H. This corresponding point O in the graph above. So here we can see that this point O, when the current is 0, so no existence of flux density, so the flux density will also be 0 and the magnetizing force also be 0. So this curve starts from the origin. Okay, so next step 2, when current is increased from 0 value to a certain value, magnetizing force H and flux density B both are step up and increase following the path OA. So a certain value of current, we can see that the magnetizing curve, that is increase here O to A. Okay, now step 3. So for a certain value of current, flux density B become maximum, that is represent B max. The point indicates the magnetic saturation or max flux density of this core material. So we can see here this is the B max, and A represent the saturation point. If we further increasing the value of current, then the curve will not increasing. This point is called saturation point. Okay, so now, so in step 4 we can see that when the value of current is decreased from its value of magnetic flux saturation, H is decreased along with decrement of B, not following the previous path. Previous path means this path. Okay, it following the curve AB. Okay, now it following the curve A to B. Now it is in here. In step 5 we can see that the point B, here the point B indicates H is equals to 0. So here H is equals to 0 for I is equals to 0. As I is equals to 0 with a certain value of B, this lagging of B behind H is called hysteresis. The point B explains that after removing of magnetizing force H, magnetism property with little value remain in this magnetic material, and it is known as residual magnetism. Here it is mentioned in BR. So what is residual magnetism? magnetic so when we removing the magnetizing force, magnetism property with a little value remaining in the magnetic material, and it is known as residual magnetism, and it is denoted by B suffix R. Here OB is the value of residual flux density. OB, this OB is the value of residual flux density due to retentivity of the material. Retentivity means magnetic intensity. That's the ferromagnetic materials. It is naturally a tendency to become like magnets. This property is known as retentivity. So in step 6 we can see that if the direction of the current I is reverse, the direction of H also gets reverse. The increment of H in reverse direction following path BC decrease the value of residual magnetism Br that gets 0 at point C. Here it is 0. With certain negative value of H, this negative value of H is called corrosive force. Okay. It is represented by H suffix C. Now in step 7, H is increased more in negative direction further. B gets reverse following path CD. At point D, again magnetic saturation take place but in opposite direction with repeat to previous case. At point D, B and H get maximum. In this point, B and H gets maximum, and it is also negative maximum. In reverse direction. Step 8 states if we decrease the value of H in this direction, again B decreases following the path DE. At point E, H gets 0 valued but B is with finite value. Okay. The point E stands for residual magnetism. It is also the residual magnetism but in negative of the magnetic core material in opposite direction with respect to previous case. So step 9, which is our last step, if the direction of H again reverse by reversing the current I, the residual magnetism or residual flux density minus Br again decreases and gets 0 at point F. It is gets 0. Following the path EF, again further increment of H, the value of B increases from 0 to its maximum value or saturation level at point A following the path FA. And here A, B, C, D, E, F, A, this is our hysteresis loop. So now we discuss some importance of hysteresis loop. So number 1, smaller hysteresis loops area symbolize less hysteresis loss. That means if the hysteresis loop is smaller, then the hysteresis loss also less. Number 2, hysteresis loss provides the value of retentivity and corrosivity of a material. Thus the way to choose perfect material to make permanent magnet core of machines become easier. And number 3, from BH graph, residual magnetism can be determined, and thus choosing a material for electromagnets is easy. So here we discussed about the hysteresis loop. In the next video we discuss about the hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. So thank you.